Jai Hind and welcome you back. Dear students, we have completed the previous chapter, that was United Nations organizations, its agencies, organs, the relevance of United Nations organizations in the present context in the 21st century, India and United Nations organizations, India and the reforms within United Nations organizations, and lot many things we have learned in the previous chapter, right? So today I am going to start a new one, which more or less you can see you people knew this very well. And in the previous classes also you read these particular concepts. See, today if you can see, the very existence of a particular country, it depends on economy. Paisa kitna hai, GDP, the gross domestic product, or the national income, right? So very existence of a particular country, it's completely depends on the economy of a particular nation. And if you go back to the early civilizations, or you can say the medieval India, or the ancient India, the ancient world, or the medieval world, the business was never being confined to the political boundary or domestic boundary of a particular country. Even if it was in the time of the Chandragupta Maurya or the Ashoka, or during the Gupta period, Harshavardhana's time, or you can say Cholas, Pandyas, Cheras, and all these people are in the Sultanate periods, or during the Mughal dynasty, that we had extensive trade relationship across the world. And the businessmen across the world, or the business houses across the world, they try to explore the new country. Vasco da Gama, he came to India for what? Not only to explore the country, but basically for the trade reason. And the trade relationship being established in between India and Europe through the sea route. So it's not like that the trade relation being established once Vasco da Gama came to India in 1495 or 96, or the last part of the 15th century. Even before that also, we have the evidences that India was having a trade relationship with Europe, with Rome, with Turkey, with so many countries, with almost all the Gulf country. So we have a very extensive relationship, you can say, in terms of the trade, not only India, across the world, har ek country mein. Even you can take the example of the great country like United States of America, the very powerful country United States of America. It was once upon a time being ruled by Great Britain or United Kingdom for a long period of time. And how England reached USA or the North America, that's also only for the purpose of trade, because of the plantation industries. In order to explore the plantation industries, the businessmen and the business houses from United Kingdom, they went to North America. How can we find out? You can say almost all the Europeans in Africa, because the European merchants, they went to Africa to explore the opportunity of the business. It means nothing is new. As today, whatever you can see, that the company like suppose Tata, that belongs to India, and that's an Indian multinational corporations. That's not only confined to India, it's having its own business expansion or the business relations with not more than 150 countries across the world. So whatever you can see today, the big giant company like this, the multinational company like Tata, Mahindra, these are Indian company, you can say. And apart from that, so many others, European nation or the African or the African nation, the Asian nation or the American country, they are having their big multinational corporation working across the world. So nothing new. आज से 1000 साल पहले भी मल्टीनेशनल कॉर्पोरेशन हुआ करते थे, आज से 1500 साल पहले भी हुआ करता था, आज से 1500 साल पहले भी हम लोग you can say the trade relationship, international trade relationship हुआ करता था, अब भी हो रहा है. So nothing new. But yes, today we have make it in a different concept, in a different form. We brought all this together in a different form. And today, whatever the business and the commerce houses, they are having a digitalized business. So now the concept is little bit different. So जब एक लोकल चीज से, एक डोमेस्टिक बाउंड्री से हम बाहर निकल के कोई दूसरे कंट्री में चले जाते हैं, दैट्स ग्लोब, अक्रॉस द ग्लोब जो हमारा बिजनेस शुरू हो जाता है, दैट्स नोन एज ग्लोबलाइजेशन. Globalization can be in anything. Globalization can be in trade. Globalization can be in democracy. The globalization of democracy, the democracy which is being started from United States of America or the France, which is being globalized. 1776 democracy established in United States of America. 1789 it being established in France, and that moved across the globe. That's also globalization of democracy, globalization of any concept. So globalization of economy. So globalization is not a newer concept, it's a very old concept, you can say, but now in the digitalized world, you can say it's very popular. So what is the globalization? Globalization means, here I am talking about in terms of the business and the trade. anything you can say across beyond your boundary. If you wanted to go and have your trade and business, that's known as globalization. It can be political globalization, it can be social globalization, it can be cultural globalization, it can be economic globalization. So globalization doesn't mean only economic globalization. Company ka lenden, it's not like that. Even the globalizations that the yoga basically belongs to India. Ayurveda basically belongs to India. Unani, naturopathy belongs to basically India, and which travel across the world. Yoga, which is being practiced in more than 180 countries of the world. So that's a globalization of yoga, globalization of culture, globalization of language. The language like English that you are speaking, it's a foreign language. So it's all the globalization of the culture in terms of the language. The dress, the costume, what presently you can say you are wearing the tie, coat and all these things, which come from the Western civilization, the European civilization. So the globalization of the this is also globalization. Globalization of the dresses and the costumes and all these things. So this is what you can say the particular chapter that you are supposed to talk about, that is globalizations, right? In political science, the globalization has a different aspects. It's not like economics. You can say that only you have to supposed to study about globalization, impact of globalization in economy. So globalization is a process where the people, companies, government from the different nations interact and integrate through international trade, investment, environment, culture, political system, economic development and a human physical well-being in societies around the world through the internet, media, planes, international business and emphasis. We are now more connected to each other than ever before. So what exactly globalization through this particular image that you come to know the globalization. So these are the different things which makes globalization possible, and you can say the things. What are the things which comes from this? Integration of the economy, the global economy come together. Equality and inequality it talks about. Communications helps a lot. Recognitions, you have given the recognitions to a particular product, a particular country, and particular policies. Trade versus aid, outsourcing, brand, exploitations, growth, poverty, environment, monopoly powers, capitalism, culture, free trade, technology and the internet, shrinking the world. The world is a global village. Terrorism, accountability, these are all the parts of the globalizations. Globalization doesn't only mean, you can say, the integration of political integration or the economic integration, which consisting of each and everything of the world that comes under the globalization, right? So in this particular chapters you are supposed to talk about the globalization in terms of political globalization, but you need to know a little other aspect. So globalization in terms of, you can say what exactly you mean in terms of globalization. This particular image can speaks about globalization in terms of the growth, economic growth and the others. Globalization of science, technology, communication, environment. See, today you are in the era of this pandemic, coronavirus. Can it be possible that a particular country can mitigate or root out corona from a particular country from the domestic boundary? Not possible. So World Health Organization is working day and night to eradicate corona, to mitigate the impact of the corona. So that's, we are talking about environment, we are talking about global warming, we are talking about pollution, then it talks about culture, wealth. These all the things you can say consisting of the globalization. So what are the things you can say as globalization is so popular, you can say, across the world, and the business houses, culturally, each and everything. Suppose as India में in terms of the food or anything, new inventions कुछ भी होता है, new discovery कुछ भी होता है, immediately it being globalized across the world within a minute through the help of the technology. That's why what are the things which makes globalization possible? That is also very important things to teach, or that a very important thing to discuss about. So what are the things that makes globalization possible? Because so many aspects are there which makes globalization possible, and out of which that you will agree to me that internet played very important role. Communications, telecommunications played very important role, right? So the first one is technology. The technological upgradation itself helped a lot the process of globalization. Multinational corporations, the companies, those who want to work beyond their territory in the different countries with a different legal system, different laws, different environment, everything different, but they wanted to work beyond their own country. That's multinational corporations. Lower tariff means the duties The duties, usually it was earlier duties being imposed by all the country, and today also you take import duties and export duties. So the tariff being gradually lowered down, and for this aspect an organization was formed, you can say, that's known as General Agreement of Trade and Tariff, GATT. In 1995, that's being renamed as WTO, World Trade Organizations, played a very important role in reducing the tariff or the tariff barrier को हटाने के लिए, and the licensing system था, licensing system को हटवाने के लिए या smoothing करने के लिए, moderate करने के लिए. Improve transport and communication, very true. Will surprise. United States of America got independence in 1776, 4th of July. 4th of July. And it was being ruled by who? It was being ruled by United Kingdom. And this particular news, it took 3 months, more than 3 months, that this particular news reached United Kingdom. United Kingdom का क्राउन को ये पता चला कि USA और अमेरिका मेरे हाथ से चला गया. कितने महीने के बाद? 3 महीने के बाद. That was the transport and communication 1776. But because today you are having the better transport, better improved transport system, you can say, either you can say the airways, roadways, railways, or waterways. In each and every aspect, you can say you are having very improved transport and transport system, and that helps a lot the process of globalization. Labor mobility, this is very important. Mobility in terms of, you talks about mobility in terms of the capital mobility, labor mobility, and technological mobility. This is very important. You might have find out the company is having its headquarters in New York, but it's working in 150 countries. And in 150 countries, they are having their own factory sites. Taking the example of McDonald's. It's having its headquarters in USA, but working across the globe, more than 180 countries. And it is being monitoring from US. Like the company, like the multinational corporation like Tata, having its headquarters in India, Mumbai or Calcutta, but functioning on more than 180 countries, and it's being controlled from one particular place. At the same time, you might have find out that in the US, Silicon Valley, or in a few places, you can say, in every 4 or 5 person, one is Indian. How? Because the globalization also, you can say, has made lots of movement in terms of labor mobility. And labor mobility is not a newer concept. In South Africa, you could find not less than 5 to 10% of the population are Indians. In Mauritius, most of the people are Indians. कहाँ से कैसे? Because global labor mobility उस टाइम में भी हुआ करता था. आज से 300 साल पहले भी labor mobility होता था. Plantation industries के लिए इन लोगों को लेके गए थे. Capital mobility, machines, पैसा, इसका भी mobility एक country से दूसरे country में जाता है. So these are all the things: technology, multinational corporations, lower tariff, improved transport, labor mobility, and capital mobility. Right? These are all the things which helped a lot in terms of globalization. Coming to the next and very important aspects that we are going to discuss, that is the types of globalization. Though already I throw a light on the types of globalization. Globalization क्या type का हो सकता है? Because in general, you people, or in general perception, the people, they do feel that globalization मतलब economic globalization. Globalization मतलब है कि MNCs, multinational corporations, or the product and all these things. It's not like that. I already given you the definition of globalization. Globalization means which goes beyond the boundary of your own domestic boundary. You know, globalization. It can be culture, it can be language, it can be education, anything it can be. It can be economy, it can be political principles, anything can be. So basically, globalizations I can summarize in 5. From this side, 5 plus 3, 8 types of globalization in general. Otherwise, you can even bifurcate also these 8 into so many types. So because of the trade and development, financial exchanges, we often think of globalization as an economy and financial phenomenon, but it's not like that. It's not only economy or financial phenomenon. Globalization, the particular terminology, is not only related to economy or the financial aspects. Nonetheless, it includes a much wider field than just flowing of goods, services and capital. Often referred to as globalization concept are entirely different. So what are those things? Number 1, economic globalization, more or less you know it. It's the development of trade system within the transactional actors such as the corporations or the NGO across the globe. एंड दोज मल्टीनेशनल कॉर्पोरेशंस दे वर्क अक्रॉस द ग्लोब, पूरा दुनिया भर में वो काम करते हैं. सेकेंड वन इज द फाइनेंशियल ग्लोबलाइजेशन कैन बी लिंक्ड विद द राइज ऑफ ग्लोबल फाइनेंशियल सिस्टम with international financial exchanges and monetary exchanges. It's very true. हमारे पास इकोनॉमिक्स का स्ट्रेंथ फॉरेन एक्सचेंज से होता है, फॉरेक्स. सपोज इफ आई वांटेड टू गो टू यूएस, कैन आई यूज द रूपी इन यूएस? आई कैन नॉट. What then I will be needed? I will be needed the currency of United States of America, that is dollar, US dollar. And that only I will be getting in terms of the exchange. उसको एक्सचेंज करके मैं यूएस डॉलर बैंकिंग सिस्टम से मैं लेके जाऊंगा. दैट्स ऑल्सो ग्लोबलाइजेशन. स्टॉक मार्केट फॉर द इंस्टेंसेस आर ऑल्सो ग्रेट एग्जाम्पल ऑफ फाइनेंशियल कनेक्टेड ग्लोबल वर्ल्ड. सिंस व्हेन द स्टॉक मार्केट हैज अ डिक्लाइन, इट अफेक्ट्स मच अदर मार्केट नेगेटिवली एज वेल एज द इकोनॉमी एज ए होल. Stock exchange, suppose the share of the Tata, it's not necessary that the share of the Tata only can be sold in India, even across the globe. And the stock exchange अगर कहीं कोलैप्स करता है तो you might have find out, अगर रेट्स शेयर का रेट्स अगर नीचे जाते हैं तो अक्रॉस द ग्लोब उसका इम्पैक्ट होता है, खाली इंडिया में नहीं होना है. किसी का फॉरेन एक्सचेंज का अप्स एंड डाउन होता है, डॉलर का प्राइसेस अप्स एंड डाउन होता है तो पूरा इंटरनेशनल मार्केट में उसका इम्पैक्ट होता है. गोल्ड का प्राइस अगर अप्स एंड डाउन होता है तो पूरा इंटरनेशनल मार्केट में उसका इम्पैक्ट होता है. क्रूड ऑयल का प्राइस अगर अप्स एंड डाउन होता है तो पूरा इंटरनेशनल मार्केट में उसका इम्पैक्ट होता है. कैसे होता है? बिकॉज ऑल आर इंटरकनेक्टेड. These are all the financial aspect or comes under the financial globalization. So the first one is economic globalization, जिसमें कि multinational corporations, NGO, these institutions there who are. Financial globalization, this is very important. You can say here the currencies travel, currency works, economy works exactly. You can say cultural globalizations, which I was just giving an example. Get that in India, you are in the Western dress, Western costumes. In US, they use our own costumes, our system, our culture. So this cultural assimilation or the cultural exchanges across the world is also the part of the globalization, which is known as cultural globalization. Refers to the interpretations of the culture, which as a consequences means nations adopt principles, beliefs and costumes of other nations, losing their unique culture to a unique globalized supra culture. Then next one, the political globalization. I was already talking about what the political globalization is. Democracy started in the year 1776. For the first time, the democratic setup, the democratic country being established in America. After that, it's France, 1789. So like that. So that particular principle, the political principles कैसे होगा, प्रेसिडेंट होंगे, प्राइम मिनिस्टर होंगे, देन पार्लियामेंट होगा, देन काउंसिल ऑफ मिनिस्टर्स होंगे, हाउ द गवर्नमेंट्स टू रन, उनका अपना कॉन्स्टिट्यूशंस होगा, प्रीएम्बल्स होगा, हाउ दिस थिंग्स मूव्स अक्रॉस द वर्ल्ड. दैट्स political globalization, the development and growing influence of the international organization. And not only this is the political, apart from that, now United Nations organization played a very important role. That's the political globalization. Or World Health Organization playing important role. That's political globalization. So such as United Nations Organization or WHO means governmental actions take place at an international level. There are other bodies operating in the global, such as NGOs like Doctors Without Any Borders or so many things. Teachers, they are having their association across the world. The businessmen, they are having their association across the world. Doctors, they are having their association across the world. So this is also a political globalization. Then next one is sociological globalization. Information moves almost in the real time, together with the interconnections and the interdependence of the events and their consequences. People move all the times to mixing and integrating different society. So social globalization, जैसे हमारा यहाँ का लोग US गए, वहाँ का वहाँ, and interactions, they write about that particular country, I write about my country, and interactions, my video can be, their video can be, so many things you can do, social interactions. Through that we come to know about. See, like in Indian societies, having two types of societies, the patriarchal society, the matriarchal society. Across the globe, the people, they knew that Indian society can be a matriarchal society or a patriarchal. How they come to know? From the different sources. That's known as sociological globalization, social evolution and social interactions across the globe. Next one is technological globalization. This is very true, and already I discussed about. कहीं पे भी एक टेक्नोलॉजी स्टार्ट होता है, कहीं एक नया टेक्नोलॉजी आता है, नया इन्वेंशंस होता है, तो अक्रॉस द ग्लोब तुरंत वो फैल जाता है. दैट्स इज टेक्नोलॉजिकल ग्लोबलाइजेशन, द फिनोमेनन बाय व्हिच द मिलियंस ऑफ पीपल्स आर इंटरकनेक्टेड थैंक्स टू द पावर ऑफ द डिजिटल वर्ल्ड through platforms such as Facebook, Instagram, Skype, YouTube, and so many other things. These are all social sites, you can say, right? Twitter and other accounts are there. Through this, that the technological upgradations and the other things can be also done. Geographic globalization, you can say, is a new organization that the hierarchy of different regions of the world that is constantly changing. Moreover, with transportations and the flying made so easy and affordable, apart from a few countries which demanding visas, it is possible to travel the world without barely any restrictions, and you can go across the world, which usually you can see in a movie, in a picture. Now you can travel to that particular place. That's geographic globalization or tourism globalization. Ecological globalization accounts for the idea of considering planet Earth as a single global unity. This I was talking about. The entire globe is one family, and that's a global village. A common good all societies should protect, since the weather affects everyone and we all are protected by the same atmosphere. Like you're talking about global warming, climate change, and you're having so many summit, Rio de Janeiro summit and so many summit, Earth summit being already made. For what? Protection of Earth. Protection of Earth is not the only responsibility of India or US or any single country. It's the responsibility of each and every country. So you need to know what the ecology, the water level is rising. Why? Because the glaciers are melting. And why the glaciers are melting? Because of the depletion of the ozone layer. And global warming, the temperature is increasing in the earth. Once the temperature is increasing in the earth, automatically the processes are changing. You could have find out, you can see the climate change. All of a sudden in the month of winter, you can see in the month of December, will be heavy rainfall and floods in the rivers. There is a change in the season. Premature winters. Usually winters in India comes in the month of December. But if you have experienced winters in the month of November, that's the premature winters. So these changes cannot be taken place because of my domestic problem or something like that. It's an international issue or the international problem. It's the ecological problem that we are supposed to talk about, right? So these are all the things you can say, different aspects of the different types of globalization which I talks about. The last topic today I will be discussing, that is the causes of globalization. Globalization की ज़रूरत क्या था? What are the causes of globalization? Right? So, what could be the causes of globalizations? Let's move ahead. Right. The causes of globalization. The first, the speed of this flow has increased. What? Printing technology. Technology remains as critical element. The inventions of the telegraph, telephone and microscope, internet and the worldwide net, the development of the high-speed transporting system, printing technology, mass media and electronics media, stock market exchanges, money market, modern educational system with the different professional degrees such as MBA, BTech, MCA, medical degrees. So these could be the factors of the globalization. Or what are the factors responsible for the globalization? These are all articulated together, combined together in order to make globalized world. And already I told you that 7 or 8 types of globalizations I have shown. So the globalization doesn't mean only economy, पैसे का नहीं होता है. Every aspect, society, culture, economy, political, in each and every aspect that you have to see. Education, healthcare, the globalization is everywhere. So the globalizations usually, because you can see these are the, I have categorized into under four different causes. Number one, because of improved transport making global travel easier. Right? Improved technology which makes it easier to communicate and share information around the world. Growth of multinational company with a global presence in many different economy. So the globalization, the very concept of the globalization is entirely you can say different, and the globalization we can see in the different, maybe different factors are responsible for the globalization, different types of globalizations. So this is what exactly I am talking about the globalization. This is the introductory modules for this particular chapter. So tomorrow in the next class you can say we are going to discuss in details of the chapter. So the concept of the globalizations I talks about what is globalization. In the next class I will be talking about in details of the concept with a few examples. Then we will be discussing about the causes of the globalization. A few already I have given, but I will be talking about in details also a little bit the political, what are the political causes. So apart from that, the most important is the consequences. The political consequences we will be discussing. We will be discussing the economic consequences and cultural consequences, because globalization is mainly having its impact in the three aspects: economic, political and culturally. So we are also supposed to study in details about the consequences, political consequences, economic consequences and cultural consequences. Apart from that, Indian globalizations and nowadays resistance against globalization, resistance for the globalization. So these are all the things that I will be discussing the forthcoming modules. Till then, please research this particular chapter. We will be getting many informations with the example about the globalization, its impact, positive, negative and so many things. Please read the history of globalization. That will surprise that 5000 साल पहले से 6000 साल पहले से globalization, this particular concept was there in the world. Today you have given a word, that's globalization, but the concept was there 5000 years ago also. So please research Google and get the informations about globalization. In the next class we will be discussing the concept and the other aspects of the globalization. Till then, stay at your home, stay safe and read as much as you can. Thank you.